Yes, Newcastle preview. Newcastle 12:30 a Saturday on the weekend. Let's go. So two very good results now. One against Bournemouth last weekend and then Bristol midweek. But they were against kind of lower opposition. Bournemouth bottom of the table in the Prem, Bristol in the league below us, I think. But yeah, Newcastle will be a better test now to see if we can keep building our momentum, see if the play that we've been playing is not just because of the quality of opposition, that we're actually getting better. So yeah, Newcastle will be a good test for us. As I said in the review of the last couple of games, we've had some good performances from Ake, Foden, Diaz, Rico, KDB kind of getting there in the end, but yeah, let's hopefully a couple of them continue theirs. I'm not expecting them all to start. Yeah, let's just take a little look at Man City's most recent results. Our form, I think, is getting a little bit better, but yeah, Man City's results here. Let's just look at the table first, then we get into the results. Let's see how we're looking. Arsenal, as always, top of that table, 60 points. Level on games now. There's no more games in hand. Yeah, 65 points behind. No more games in hand. Like we said, when did we lose that? Is that against Tottenham? So three. I thought Tottenham would be out of the picture by now. Maybe that's just we've been playing FA Cup and Champions League. I think apart from that, we're like unbeaten in our unbeaten in our last 9. That'd be the 10th fixture in there. But yeah, Tottenham away doesn't count. That's just Tottenham away attacks, isn't it? But yeah, 4 wins, a draw, and a loss in the last 6. Performances have been getting better though, Nottingham Forest in particular. That was a great performance, I thought. But we still somehow managed to draw that game. That was a bit mad. Tottenham are in the top 4 now, but they have 2 games played more than these. Liverpool, I don't know if I said this on here, but a couple of weeks ago, before they won these 2, I thought they'd make top 4. And they're slowly but surely getting up there. They're 6 points behind Tottenham with a game in hand. But then they're 2 points behind Newcastle, but they have 2 games in hand. But yeah, I think Newcastle will just fall out and stay there and join this pack and stay there. I think Liverpool will eventually overtake Tottenham and make that top 4, which will be awful because I was hoping they won't be able to recruit transfers because they didn't make Champions League. But yeah, Chelsea still down here, awful as ever. And these have games in hand on them. So yeah, they're down in 10th was 10th when Mourinho got sacked. That's like their lowest, and yeah, doesn't matter about them. We're on about these two here really. City, yeah, 64 highest scores in the league, 25 conceded, nowhere near Newcastle. I think Chelsea has the record. Chelsea's record is like 15 in 08-09. Yeah, that's a bit mad. Arsenal back to winning ways after 3 bad results, 3 good results now. Great 4-0 win against Everton. Let's just see what our results are like. So yeah, good 3-0 win against Bristol, like I said last time. Same with the Bournemouth 4-1 win. So that's 2 good wins. Boring draw against Leipzig, like I've said before. A very good 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest, performance-wise, but not so much for the result. 2 good wins, a decent draw, a bad draw. 2 wins, 2 draws, then 2 3-1 wins. They're very similar, like 2 good wins, 2 draws, 2 exact same wins. Although those performances differed very much. Arsenal game wasn't great now. Then the 1-0 loss to Spurs, 1-0 against Arsenal, 3-0 against Wolves, yeah, 4-2 against Tottenham, but these are going back a while now. But yeah, the last 5, 2 wins, 2 draws. No, sorry, 3 wins and 2 draws. So we're unbeaten on our last 5, so it's not the worst. Although 2 draws in last 5 that's not Man City form now. Man City form was like at least 4 wins and a draw, especially against these teams like Bristol, Bournemouth, Leipzig, Nottingham, Arsenal. That should be 5 wins at least, or considering we won against them, that should be 5 wins. Pep thought this was a good draw, but the players didn't, and I backed them, to be fair, on that one. But yeah, that's City now. Let's look and see how Newcastle's doing. We already seen them in the table and how they're kind of dropping. We'll just go back to them in the table. So yeah, down in 5th, 2 games in hand on Tottenham, but will they win those? But they're 4 points behind, so they have to win and draw just to goal difference. Yeah, just to get that spot back. They need to win both of them really, and as their form suggests, they've only won 1 in the last 6. Wow. Loss, draw, win, and then they lost against United the weekend as well. They're just not in great form at all. Like I said, lost against the other United at the weekend, Man United. I don't know about the performances, to be fair. Liverpool got a win over them at home. That's a big deal. They were doing really well at home. I think they might have even been unbeaten at home. We drew 3-3 with them at their place. St James was a fortress in the first half of the season. Draw against Bournemouth, not good. We slapped them up. Draw against West Ham. I don't know what that's like. I don't know what West Ham are like this season. Were they close to beat United last night? I don't know, actually, to be fair. Or the other day. 2-1 win against Southampton. That's the Carabao Cup. That was to get them to the final, which they lost. 1-0. Yeah, that's the Carabao Cup again. But Southampton are bad, like we know. Although Southampton knocked us out of that. Yeah. Palace, 0-0 draw. I don't know what Palace are like anymore. 1-0 against Fulham. Fulham are decent. 2-0 against City. Leicester City, that's decent. Then, they got beaten by Sheffield Wednesday, crikey. 0-0 against Arsenal, that's a while ago though. So not the greatest form for Newcastle, really. If we're being real here, they're a different team to what we played in the first half of the season when it was 3-0. Great game, but they're a different team now, so we should really be beating them. Let's see what kind of squad they could put out. What did I pick? Oh, I just read some predictor thing, and this kind of makes sense. Nick Pope returning in goal after his 3-game suspension. Dan Burn, I didn't even realise he was playing at left back this season. Botman, Shah, that's standard. Kieran Trippier, standard. Joe Linton, Sean Longstaff. I think Bruno Gimares is out injured. He twisted his ankle or something in the United game, so I think he's out. Joe Willock. So I don't know who he'd come in for. I don't know if Bruno G can play this 6th role because Joe Linton will be like box to box, I think. Joe Willock, creative outlet in midfield. Isaac or Callum Wilson. Isaac he must have just returned from injury and he came back at the weekend against Man United, so I'm guessing he's back in the team here. Miguel Almiron, gone a bit off the form since he accepted Jack Grealish's apology. Yeah, he'd probably keep his place. Where does Anthony Gordon get in this team? Sam Maximan, was he good at the weekend? I don't know. I think he was alright, although I have no idea. But I haven't really heard much from him recently, so I don't know if he's just come back from injury either. So I don't know. Anthony Gordon could come in for any one of these, to be honest. Is Callum Wilson a bit hard done by not starting? Who knows? I don't know, really. But yeah, Anthony Gordon could come in for... Is he a winger? Any one of these two? I don't know. But I don't know, to be honest. I think the back 4, back 5 picks themselves, as well as Joe Linton. Anthony Gordon could even come in for him, you know. He's been great since he's been to Newcastle, to be fair. Sean Longstaff, Bruno G could come in for him. Who knows? But yeah, that's on paper, on this season's form paper. That's a good side. That's a 15 goals conceded back 5, best in the league. Although we scored 3 against them at St James's, so when they come to ours, we really should be beating them. Especially the form they're in now. They were good when we played them. They're not so much now. But yeah, that's the Newcastle side. Is there anyone really that could get a look? Let's see. It's probably only going to be Anthony Gordon, really. Yeah, Anthony Gordon's probably the main one. Anthony Gordon, Callum Wilson are probably the... Bruno G, if he's not injured, starts, obviously. Anthony Gordon, Callum Wilson are probably the ones that'll be looking to get in. Yeah, there's no one really here that could push for a start as much as those two. So yeah, that's the Newcastle lineup. Let's go to the City lineup that I... is it the one I want? Yeah, this is the one I want. Ederson, yeah, he's always going to play. Ortega got injured. Injured his hand, but yeah, he's not getting games. Kyle Walker to return instead of Rico. Rico played the last 2, I think, and he did so well. I really like Rico. Yeah, but I'm guessing Kyle Walker to return for the step up in competition. John Stones, that's kind of a hoping one. I wouldn't actually be surprised if John Stones, if Bernardo Silva came in for John Stones and like just do this, Nathan Ake there, and then just put Bernardo Silva like here at left back. But yeah, this is what I want to happen because, as we know, I want back 4s, not back 3s. Yeah, Nathan Ake's been doing so much better at his left back role, attacking like. But yeah, Rodri to return. Calvin Phillips obviously got minutes, but he's not going to hold Rodri out of the team, especially against Newcastle. This is a big enough game. Like Kevin De Bruyne coming back from illness, he's slowly but surely. I don't know if he's slowly but surely getting back to form, but because it was only against Bristol and Bournemouth, and he did have a bad first half. No, he didn't play against Bournemouth. He did have a bad first half against Bristol, but he's back from illness now. I'm expecting him to return to the side. Gundo had a good game. Had two good games last time. Does that mean he might get rested for Silva? I don't know, because realistically, I think Silva will come in for John Stones. I'm just hoping one of John Stones or Laporte plays, to be honest. Erling Haaland to return after getting rested, dropped, or whatever against Bristol City. He finally scored again in his first time in 6 or 7 games against Bournemouth, so he'll return. Phil Foden, absolute star performances against Bournemouth and Bristol. Will he definitely come back into the side? I don't know. Jack Grealish was rested against Bristol. He came on for Mara, so I'm guessing Jack Grealish is set to start. He got an assist as well. He's still getting his output, still performing well, so he's in great form. I think this is the front line you have to run with. We don't have anyone midweek, so I don't know. Mara scored against Bournemouth, I think, or was it against Bristol? No, sorry. Mara scored against... Who did he score against? He didn't score... No, he assisted Phil Foden for that very, like, old Man City goal. Kevin De Bruyne playing it down to the byline for Maris to cross it for Phil Foden to score at the back post. But yeah, that's the front line I want to see. This is the midfield. These two probably nailed on. He played the last 2, so I wouldn't be surprised if Silva came in from, but I'm expecting Silva to come in for John Stones realistically and play in that left backish role with a 3 at the back. Well, I'll just put in what I think Pep will go with. Bernardo Silva. This is what I think he'll go with, so like the back 3 or whatever. These boys a bit higher up and Bernardo Silva in here. That's what I think he'll go with. I don't really want him to go with that. Silva's probably going to come back in after he's rested. Gundogan could come out and he could play with a midfield 3. because Gundogan played the last two, didn't he? Yeah. Although we made some subs in, Sergio Gomez and Maximo Perron came on to relieve these guys in minutes. But who knows? This is the team I think Pep will go with. But yeah, Stones instead of Bernardo is the one I want to go with. Either way, to be honest, it should be enough to deal with Newcastle, the form they're in. Although, do we go 3 at the back to contest against this front 3? Because these guys need watching. Sam Maximan up against Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker should deal with him. Although, who knows? Amron against Ake. He's a big presence, so he could take 2 centre-backs even. For Ruben Diaz, I trust him to get the better of him. Although he's tall, you could need Stones in for his height and aerial abilities, but I'm expecting these guys to do the job, to be fair. What are my predictions up for this game? It's against Newcastle. They are they're kind of top 4ish team. They're great at the back. They don't concede much. That's why I kind of want, I don't know, it's a hard one. Dan Burn at left back. So Phil Foden against Dan Burn, that should be a mismatch. Phil Foden should be roasting him. Jack Grealish against Kieran Trippier, I don't know about that one. Haaland against Botman and Shah. Will Alvarez play? Is Julian Alvarez a bit unlucky to not play? Well, to be fair, he started the last 2 games against Bournemouth and Bristol, so maybe he could get rested now, or just Erling Haaland come in because he's way more in favour. Because it's Erling Haaland, Haaland will start. It's just whether Alvarez starts with him or not. But yeah, predictions. We've had 2 really good high-scoring games, both 3-0 wins, but I'm going to go by 2-goal margin. I'm going 2-0, 3-1. It's at home. I don't think it will keep a clean sheet, so I'm going to go... I'm going 2-1 City. We go 2-0 up, and then they score in like 75th minute, but we hold out. Is that right? I don't know. That's what I'm going to go for anyway. 2-1 win. Who's on the score sheet? We're going to go Phil Foden to keep up his good form of scoring, and Erling Haaland as well, with Jack Grealish isn't getting a stat this game, so Erling Haaland and Phil Foden. Yeah, that's my predictions. 2-1 to City. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Hit the like button, helps me out, as well as subscribing, and I shall see you for the post-game review. Yeah, probably. Yeah, see ya. Peace.